Slash, your horror movie podcast.
All right, fellas, let's do this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it right.
Welcome back, Hack Stab Slash. It's your boy Hacky. That's Stabby. This guy down here refuses to take on the role of Slashy, so we're gonna go with just Jeffrey.
Justin, it's close.
Dahmer.
Oh, all right, my bad. I forgot your name.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Happens.
It's cool. But this week we're gonna be doing a Netflix original. Made in 2021. It's called There's Someone Inside Your House. But before we dive into this, make sure you smash all our buttons, grab our subscribes, follow us on all social platforms, TikTok, Twitter, X, Threads. I'm going to do this thing with my hand because I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what I said. So just follow us on stuff, Facebook, and all of it because we love interacting with you. But cool. All right.
Yeah.
Now that we brought this back down to a lower level, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about this movie and why I chose it. This is a movie. Sorry, I was pausing for dramatic effect. The graduating class at Osborne High is being targeted by a masked assailant intent on exposing the darkest secrets of each victim. Only a group of misfit outsiders, much like us, can stop the killings. Guys, I chose this because this came out, I believe, right around or during quarantine. And I was like, this looks stupid as fuck. And then I decided to watch it because I was kind of like, I like the way this guy looks. And that's purely why I chose to watch this movie when it came out, is because I like the way he looks.
Oh, so you got a crush on the killer, huh? I was going to ask you, why'd you pick this?
Why? Why you gotta make things like that? Is that a fat joke?
No, that's cool. A fat joke? How is that even what?
You told me I'm gonna crush the killer.
Oh my god.
No, I said you have a crush. I said you have a crush on the killer. I mean, you probably never mind. We're not gonna get into that.
All right, fellas. Let's dive right into this like a hot burger on a fucking skillet and let
you can't say
Justin,
hold on. All right, I'm not gonna make fun of. I'm not a fat joke, or you can't then start talking about burgers and skillets, like whatever you said. Like, dude, you can't do that. I'm trying to be nice. We're not gonna derail, but all right,
guys. If anyone's just curious, I pull this shit all the time. I'm 6'1". I'm 278 pounds, so I'm a pretty hefty guy. And anytime someone says something in my direction and I don't know how to respond, my immediate reaction is, "Was that a fat joke?"
It's
just so everyone's clear and they don't think I'm trying to fat shame you into fat shaming me about fat shaming. But cheese, butter, burgers.
Yeah.
whoa, butt cheese. from under cheese.
Doug, control yourself. Get a grip, man. Get a grip.
All right. Hold on.
Get a grip
someone
on what?
inside my house.
A stick of butter?
All right, here we go. There's someone inside the house. All right. So we see a truck pull up. We see Jackson, and he pulls up to his house, and he's alone, and he is on the phone talking. And we see one of those egg timers, and there is an egg timer, and it's ticking, and he's like, "Mom, no one's there." So you know what? He decides to go upstairs for a nap, and he sets his phone aside because he's got somewhere to go. And all of a sudden, boom! He awakes to the egg timer, and it's in his room now. So creepy, right there, right next to his bed. His phone is gone. He wakes up. He's friggin' panicking. He runs downstairs. The door is wide open right now. Maybe someone's inside his house. I don't know. We'll find out shortly. But he runs outside. His truck is gone, the son of a bitch. So he runs inside. He's calling 911. He is panicking. But as he's calling 911, he kind of looks up and he sees there is a picture like taped to his cabinet. And he hangs up. And as he turns around, there is a bunch of different pictures. And it looks like it's tough to tell right away. It looks like there's like hazing stuff or someone's beat up. You can't really tell if maybe someone died. We don't even 100% know yet. But he follows all these pictures up to a room. The light is off, but we see a light on like a giant closet. He grabs his golf club. There, he opens in the closet. There is pictures everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And in these pictures, man, you can't tell. There's like blood and stuff, like, and it looks like you see him. It looks like he beat the crap out of someone. So it's like, what is this guy hiding? Is someone back for revenge? And then as he's swinging his golf club around saying, "You're inside my house. I can kill you." We reach out and someone cuts his Achilles tendon. Disgusting.
Both of them.
Falls. Yeah, both of them. Snips both of them. And then he is stabbed and killed. And we see this is a masked man is like on top of him and stabs him. And we see the guy's face. And this dude is him. The guy's Jackson, and he's got a mask that looks exactly. Yeah, Sean's got it. I was gonna say this dude is wearing a mask of him. We cut all of a sudden right away. We see him. He's got Jackson's phone. All of a sudden, we cut to a football game, and every single person's phone's going off. And we get every single person's playing a video on their phone of Jackson just beating the shit out of this other football player named Caleb, who is actually playing on the field, and he's in the end zone. As he looks up, and it's a surreal scene. Every single person's got their phone, and they're all looking and like, what is going on? Like this, and we see it all unfolding. So that was
dude. Everyone's quiet. It just gave like a really eerie feeling.
Just staring.
Yeah, at him as he kind of just looks up as this person's secrets were revealed. And then we get this really cool scene. I thought it was just really fast. It was like a 3D printing scene as like the credits are coming on, as like there's someone in your house comes up. We see 3D printing mask, and it plays over in the background. You hear like high school conversations of like people panicking and freaking out of like what's going on. Then we cut in front of a high school, and there's like a vigil set up, and there is this just ridiculous, corny speech from one of the freaking football players. Just so ridiculous.
Waterboy, I would pour out a monster / bang / C4 / ghost for you.
But there's some fireball in heaven, bro.
Yeah, I would tape them all together and pour them all out at the same time.
And yeah, like as they're talking about it, like he literally like pours out an energy drink. And then we see a bunch of cards and stuff set up. We see this girl. She drops off a get well soon card. Like this guy got killed. She delivers a get well.
He ain't coming back, sweetheart.
Yeah, he ain't coming back. And then we meet the group of 5 friends who are sitting down. We see Darby, Zach, Alex, Rodrigo, and Makani. And then Caleb comes over, and we see Caleb walking around. They're all kind of talking like he's a football player that got beat up, and we find out he is gay, and everyone is accusing him of hiring someone, killing Jackson. Maybe he has something to do with it. And we see them all at lunch, and Caleb comes over and sits with them as we have like the council president saying some really more corny words, and she's praising Darby for identifying as like her, him, he, she, they, and calls out, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of Caleb. Just some really weird, I'm not 100% sure what was going on right there.
Dude, in that scene, Justin, real quick, I love the fact that Alexandria is one of the only black students, this girl right here, in the entire school. And she goes, this bitch really says she's going to give a speech about oppression and then quote Princess Diana? A princess?
Yeah, I was gonna say the speeches were so ridiculous, and then we get some scenes that clearly pay tribute to Scream. It's where it's pretty much like the who is the killer. They're all just in high school and they're looking at different people saying, "Oh, well, could it be this person? Oh, could it be this person?" And then they decide just go in the car and get high. As they get ready to pull out, we see Ollie. So we see Ollie pull up, and he kind of flips him off in the car, and they're like, "Oh, that kind of psychopath. Like maybe it could be him."
4 or 5.
Yeah, we cut to Makani and her grandmother. This is a very important scene. And we see in their house now, and the grandma's like, "You got to stop blaming yourself." And Makani's like, "Well, what if people find out like my real name or like who I really am?" So you're kind of thinking, "All right, well, what is she hiding? Is she who she really says she is?" And we find out like the Graham's got some sleeping issues and everything. We see Makani in bed. She's writing a poem, and we get a text from Ollie that says, "Well, like new poem, like you can't stop ignoring me forever." And then all of a sudden she falls asleep, and you see that she's having some bad dreams. We see some like fire images, and she wakes up and the door is open. She's like, "Wait, Graham?" She walks downstairs. There's a bunch of stuff thrown in the oven. This kind of reminded me of, remember Step Brothers? Like, did you guys think about the Step Brothers scene when they were like sleepwalking and just like going crazy? And she's like, "Wait, Graham." And then we get Graham from behind, and we get a jump scare. It was just her. She's got some sleep issues that she's working on. So next day, we cut to a church, and we see this. We meet Kate. And she's talking to someone behind her and everything. And then all of a sudden, she turns around, and he's gone. She's like, "Wait, Marcus?" As she says Marcus, she gets a text from Marcus. Marcus says he's sick. He can't come in today, so you're going to have to go without me. And she calls him. She's like, "Yo, stop playing with me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean you're sick? You're right behind me." And all she's doing that, and audio starts playing over the whole entire church. And it is of Kate on some podcast, and she is just saying also it's a terrible stuff, like just like a hate speech, awful things going on. And as she turns around, we see a person dressed in all church white with a mask on, a mask of Kate. He slashes her. She falls, but she gets back up. We get a chase scene. She's hiding. He's running after her. She gets caught in a confessional booth, and a knife gets stabbed through the booth, and it doesn't get her. So thank God she escapes. Right? I thought this scene was so cool. So you got a knife sticking right through there, and as she's like panicking against the wall, she gets pushed from the other side. Guy throws her through, and her whole entire right through her mouth. I'm not gonna make that motion, but I was gonna explain it. But anyway, the knife impales her right through her mouth, through the back of her head.
It's almost like because she's got that hate speech podcast, and she's on the phone with 911 saying like he's making me say these hateful things and recording them. When he stuffs her face through the knife, it's almost like he's making her eat her words.
Yeah,
well, that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
right.
Holy shit!
And then she was getting ready for the church and everything. So then all of a sudden the priest walking in and all the people walking in. We see she is hung from the freaking ceiling. And the next day, as we start hearing on the local town and everything, we see there's a curfew at 8 p.m. and you hear they're on TV saying, apparently all we know so far is this guy is exposing people's secrets and he's wearing a mask of the victims. Wicked cool idea, by the way. And then we cut to Makani and we see she's Googling herself and she types in a different name though. We see her type in Makani Sun Woo, and she has a flashback of like a fire. And we see on the computer, it says Hawaii teen arrested, one critically hurt as they were pushed into a fire and that she was arrested. So we see that maybe so it looks like Makani is hiding something, so she might be a little scared. Then we get back to the next day. We get the group of 5 people, and they're being all questioned by the classmates. More who done it. Very, very much reminded me of Scream. And one of the friends, Zach, is about to be questioned. And right as he is about to be questioned, his dad pulls him out. And we get a scene where he's out in the dad's car, and basically they're talking about how his dad says the whole town already hates him. You can't be in there talking. I own Sanford Farms. And so what do you guys think about all this?
Go ahead, Waterboy.
Honestly, I think the concept is awesome. It's a different take. I love that, changing the, seeing the face like that it's killing you, like you're killing yourself pretty much. And just the different type of psych that goes into the transition from the day to night at the beginning was pretty awesome with the egg timer. The kills surprisingly are pretty awesome so far. There is a little bit of filler, but I do love the kills. The tendon slicing, it reminded me of the what is that? What is that?
We just watched it yesterday. Well, the last episode.
Yep. But there was another one.
I feel like it happens a lot.
Yeah.
It definitely happened in one of the Saws as well when they tried kidnapping one of the guys. But I know that's not the one you're talking about because we just saw it. But yeah,
the guy that's making the Thanksgiving movie, Eli Roth. Hostel.
Hostel, right?
Hostel, yes.
Yeah, he clips the back of him and tells him to try to crawl
out
of there.
Yeah, if you can make it to the door.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from. Fucking crazy.
This opening set of scenes is very well played. The kid goes home. I can't remember his name right now, but dude, he's pissed. Yeah, Jackson, dude. He's pissed while he's on the phone because his sister keeps licking the cheese off the chips and putting them back because carbs. Am I right?
And it's because he has to keep doing his own route and R11.
Oh, shout out Jackson.
Jackson, what's up? Justin, I love how you just skipped over the type of conversation he was having on that phone before he went to bed. I'm not doing that before a football game. That's good protein. I want that in my body. What the fuck?
I forgot about that.
Dude, the shit teenagers talk about, I think it's just so well, like, it's well played in the beginning. I don't think it holds up through the whole movie, but I like this opening set. And then, like, he wakes up, dude, his truck's gone, like you said, the door's wide open. There's pictures of him hazing the gay student just everywhere. And I think, like, it sets, like, a tone of panic for him because, like you said, he hangs up the phone with 911, runs upstairs, he's panicking, he's threatening this person, whoever's in his house, that he can legally kill him. and the way he slices the Achilles and that blood sprays everywhere. Oh, I loved it. And then the way he was like begging and pleading for his life, and he offers to Venmo the killer. You want money? I can Venmo you. I'm not a bad person. I'm not me. When he sees his face, like
When
the
he
way he
sees
just
himself,
realizes.
He's like, "Me?"
That's why, like, I got hooked on that. Oh, like, I don't know if you'd call it a cold open with a kill like that right off the rip, but
Yeah,
that got me hooked. And then, like, when you see the chick in the church, chick in the church, say that 5 times fast. Chick in the church, chick in the church, chick in the church. And she's like waving to the killer on the balcony. And they're like having like hand signal conversations. And she's talking to herself. And when he starts playing the hate podcast, did you guys see what she calls it? She calls it whitewash.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Jeez.
And when I watched this, I remembered the knife getting stuck. But on the rewatch and taking notes, it looks like he stabs the knife in and doesn't even try to take it out, and then calmly walks around to the other side of the confessional and reaches through the screen and then stuffs her face through the knife, which I thought was just amazing. And every time I've watched this movie and seen that kill, I like it more and more.
That kill is so good.
Yeah.
And then, dude,
yeah.
Justin, I legit have in my notes exactly what you said. The Scream vibes as this group of friends plays against the killer is a beautiful touch.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Justin, you sound disappointed.
But it's a
all right, so I was very confused. I was confused why you picked this for the atmospheric, especially after this first 30 minutes. And I liked the beginning. I thought the beginning was really awesome. It starts off really cool. I'm like, oh man, this movie's gonna be badass. But as it went along, I don't want to talk. All right, Waterboy, just go ahead and do your part. I don't.
Okay. It does take place in the month of October.
So we transition to later in the police station where it's just Ollie, who honestly, he looks like a mix between Dizzy from The New Guy and JP from Grandma's Boy if they had a kid. With McConaughey low key talking to himself to get McConaughey to notice him since they used to date. McConaughey gets called into the police office and going over her background and questioned. She seems tense. McConaughey leaves the police station with Ollie, and they say, "Let's do what we always do: smoke, listen to music, and drive around aimlessly with the killer on the loose." Normie stuff and some good old car sex. One bang leads to another, but on their car door, and they see all the kids all heading to a party at Zach's house. Now, everybody is telling everyone's secrets. Where the logical common sense is telling everyone their secrets, the killer won't want to kill them. Genius, honestly. Rodrigo not giving his real secret, and Zach revealing he's failing and then pulling out a gun, acting like he's going to off himself. "You tagged my truck." "Fuck yeah, we did." Zach giving a speech in a Hugh Hefner robe fashion. We find out that his dad is a big Nazi fan with all the memorabilia turned into pipes, bongs, and hookahs. Alex and Rodrigo make their way to the kitchen, admitting she always had a big crush on him. And in a weird change of events, he's on the counter and she's standing, making out. It's not usually how that happens, but he then noticed
she was definitely the dominant one in that.
Yes, 100%. He then notices his pills that he's been taking are on the floor, scattered everywhere. Everyone's phone starts popping off, showing his secret as taking painkillers. Lights turn out, and the killer is there, wearing Rodrigo's face. A panic ensues while the killer effortlessly walks towards him with nobody doing jack shit, and then he hides in the closet. He makes his way inside of the vent, and the killer starts stabbing into the vents somehow. I don't know how, he got all over the vents that quick, but and making it outside, but it's short-lived. The killer shoots him with a taser, and he falls into the fountain. The killer pours the painkillers down his throat before slicing into it as he falls back into the fountain, and the group has a moment of silence with the joint. The school's back like nothing happened, of course. And at the football game, Alex talking about how they think Oliver is the killer. Or Ollie. Ollie picks up McConaughey for a chill trip to the ocean, but nope, just the middle of the cornfield. Close enough. Heart-to-heart convo, Ollie telling her not to shut him out again, and she finds a taser in his glove box. and he says he knows who she is. He apparently looked her up and found out her real secret. McConaughey leaves, getting an awkward ride home from the Dave, the taxi guy. Readying herself, she locks all the doors and locks her chair on the door and a knife by her bedside. Waking up, the knife's gone and the door is ajar. Trying to call 911, it's just a recording of her trial and all the knives are gone. Where's Gam Gam? Is it Ollie? Walking into a room, we get a mural of burn pictures scattered on the wall with chalk outline of a body in the middle with a paper in the middle saying, Sean, you're next.
What? No, I didn't do anything. I don't have any secrets. Okay, I got a lot of secrets, but not a lot. What kind of shit is that, dude?
Man, what's your secrets?
Jesus Christ.
Dude, what's up with that taxi driver guy?
Dude, he remind me of Dewey. Not
right? Like what?
I have a genuine question for you guys about this taxi guy. Is he the fucking harbinger? You know how every movie has a harbinger of death?
Yeah.
Is he the harbinger?
I know, like I didn't understand.
He's always there.
Like, dude, I was like, who? Like, what is the? I was so confused. I'm like, I love the guy. He's so weird, but I'm like, what is happening with this? Like,
I mean, props to him for capitalizing on that market because he says numerous times, only Uber driver in the entire town, right here.
I was so confused. I'm like, what is happening? This keeps like.
Hey, are you sure you don't? Are you sure you don't need anybody?
You sure? You sure?
So weird.
Sure, it's dark in that house.
Justin, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. Hold on, you go first.
Justin's so burnt out. I can't tell if he hates this movie or if he's just tired from Rancid. I think it's a little bit of both.
He's super excited right
now.
Chevelle,
it was Chevelle last night.
Chevelle, my bad. You know what it is that TikTok you dropped the other day. The only thing I could notice was the transition from the Rancid shirt to the Trick or Treat shirt.
Yeah. Oh my God, you noticed that?
Yeah.
That was incredible.
It's little things.
All right, guys. So entering the party at Zach's house and having the Uber driver outside of his house offering $10 off to everyone for their first rides. Awesome. Like we just talked about. Then having a secret party about telling your secrets while the whole school is just confessing their secrets to each other. And I love that theory. Thought it was pretty fun. Zach pretending to blow his brains out like you said, but it actually being a bong. Amazing. Then him dropping the speech about how he's rich and that they torment him for it. And like you said, the kid just being like, fuck yeah, we trashed your truck. And then him dropping that his dad has the 10th largest Nazi memorabilia collection in America and that he's converted everything into bongs and pipes and shit. Now, this is one thing I don't condone anyone collecting, but I'd imagine it's pretty fucking expensive to obtain these items considering that they're highly illegal in America. Outside of like museums and stuff. But if I'm his dad, dude, I would lose my fucking mind knowing my kid turned priceless artifacts from one of the most gruesome parts of human history into bongs. I would be so pissed. And then I start not liking the way the killer attacks kids based on what they're hiding. Painkillers? Dude, really? Yeah. You're on fucking high school. That's the best you could come up with?
Yeah.
Painkillers?
Dude.
But the kill was pretty good. I fucking love the kill.
Yeah.
The ocean of corn was a nice break. But I just...
It's corn.
It's, yeah. It starts, like, it starts to lose me right here because I wish they had, like, a little more fun with it. Like, could he have been, like, anything but painkillers that, like, I don't know. It just...
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Hold on, let me talk.
Yeah, senseless filler.
Yeah, dude. So this movie completely fell apart. I thought this was the worst middle of a movie ever. I just felt like it was missing something so much, and like I wanted to like it. Like the first scene of the movie, that hooked me, and then it just the whole I don't even know. Like the next hour, it fell apart. It was missing. Like the only character I even cared about was McConaughey. I thought she was awesome. She was like a great actress. These other kids, I just didn't care about any of them. And just like the motivations of the secrets just didn't do it for me. I love that the guy's wearing the mask and everything, but I mean, I like when they get to the corn maze, like some of the scenes that are going to come up that you're going to talk about. But the whole middle, I just kind of stuck. I was just very, very forgetful. Like
the middle like checks you out.
So forget. I found myself checking my phone. Like when I watch these movies, I try to stay dialed in and just so I can talk about it and stuff. And this whole middle, I found myself like looking at my phone and everything. It was.
I did too. I got up
so
like
that's
7 times.
yeah, right. It was just very blah, and that's what I got for that middle.
Waterboy, you got anything?
I
What do you,
pretty
what do
much the
you,
same
okay.
thing.
That's what I thought.
It's
Just like you said, resonating with the characters, you start to feel it when they're in the police station towards the beginning, Justin. You're like, all right, I can get into
Yeah,
this. And then you lose
it,
it with everyone. And the only characters outside of Makani that I felt myself trying to get attached to and trying to like was Caleb, the jock, and then Zach, the stoner. That
yeah,
was it. Just because Zach had like the comedic effect, like I'm a rich kid, like I fucking know it, like I get it. You guys make fun of me, I don't care because I'm just gonna buy your ass anyways. And then Caleb just transitioning from being that high school jock that everyone likes into this group of
yeah,
misfits. Everything else, dude, it's lackluster.
right.
It feels sloppily written.
So
Um,
sloppy, and
yeah.
I'll talk more about when we do our final review at the very end. But yeah, I have more points to hit on then. But yeah,
But I did like the transition point from the second act into the last act when the Uber guy takes like he's just fucking everywhere, dude. Like we said, but when he drives Makani home and he's like, "You're a good girl," like, and he gets really creepy and he pulls
it's
up
so
and
creepy.
he's like, "Are you home alone?" And she's like, "No, my parents just go to sleep real early." Five
Yeah,
stars, Dave. Thanks. See ya. And like runs out of
bye.
the car.
it just waits there for a second.
All right, you guys ready to dive in this last set of scenes?
Yep, let's get through
Let's
this.
dive in.
All right, Justin, go take a nap while I do this. Makani wakes up to realize her chair has now been moved away from the door. The doors are left open and all the knives are gone. She picks up the phone to call 911 and instead she is greeted by a recording. And this recording is her statement in court. She drops this phone as she hears fire crackling in the other room. When she enters the room, it's more of a crime scene. The photos are everywhere, and there's a body outlined on the floor that Waterboy wanted me to lay in, but I won't, because that's just fucking weird.
Nope,
She
don't
bends
do it.
over to grab a newspaper article off the floor, and we see a very cool shot of the killer through the window. He then shoots the taser through the window, hitting Makani as he jumps through the window to get her. She starts fighting him off, and she gets a hold of the mask, and she pulls the mask off just as Alexandra shows up. Makani says it's Ollie, and then she passes out. The group is now bedside with Makani, and they tell her Ollie has been caught and they won't judge her for her past now that they know everything that has gone on. Makani and the others are force-fed alcohol and food as we have a flashback, and she drunkenly pushes her friend Jasmine into the fire, covering her friend in burns as she was lit completely on fire from the flammable alcohol, supposedly. I mean, I don't know if they were drinking gasoline or whatnot, but that's besides the point.
I have a clear.
Makani then gets acquitted
Right.
of all charges, but she gets threats daily. And this caused a lot of tension in her family, causing her parents to split up. So she decided to move to her Graham's house, and she took on her mother's maiden name in an attempt to start over. We get a group hug as Makani's group of friends tell her that she's really not a bad person. The Stanford Corn Fall Festival, Justin. Fall Festival during Halloween, the
There
month
you
of
go.
October.
It took a while. It took a while.
Yes.
It took a while to get there, Sean.
There is a hint
We're
early
there.
on in the scenes that if you read the school sign, it says school has been suspended through the month of October. There's little hints,
there
but
we
they
go.
don't focus
Great
on it too much.
atmosphere.
I wish they focused on it more. I remembered them focusing on it more when I picked it. But the fall festival is now underway. Mr. Sanford announces he's hired private security for the event and the town in general because the police office sucks. It's free of charge, of course, because this guy's fucking loaded and he plans on buying the fucking police force. But Makani, of course, misses the bus to the festival, and she's the only one that misses the bus to the festival, as she gets a text that tells her Ollie has now been released from jail. As she's reading it, Ollie pulls into the school parking lot, and Makani, she takes off fucking running like a bat out of hell. She bumps into Caleb in the hallway. As he's stabbed from behind, the killer and Makani stand face to face as he puts the knife in her hands and just walks away. Ollie enters the room now, and he sees everything going on. He catches Caleb as they fall to the ground, and Makani just holding the knife in pure shock. Then we get a jump scene, and we're back to the corn maze. We see the killer entering, completely unnoticed, even though they're putting on the mask and walking into the crowd. There's just no one paid attention. No one knows what's going on. Nothing. Okay.
Oh, what's up, Zach?
Yeah, it's fine. The group is now heading to the maze to try and come up with a plan. The killer is drenching the cornfield with lighter fluid. Then naturally, he lights the entire corn maze on fire. Zach calls the group, begging for help. They decide to drive Ollie's car through the maze, trying to create a way out for everyone? Question mark.
Yeah.
The car then shits the bed as the group heads into the maze to try and help. They're seeing dead bodies and hearing screams everywhere. Darby and Alexander decide to split from the group, trying to help a group of survivors find their way out of the maze. Ollie and McConaughey continue on to try and find Zach. The killer is now seen toe-to-toe with Mr. Sandvid, who's pleading for his life, saying, "These people have families. I have a family." The killer then guts Mr. Stanford, and we hear, "Damn it!" And the killer takes off his mask, revealing that the killer is now Zach, who's pissed that he didn't get his mic drop epic moment of a line to tell his dad, "Hey, Dad, I bet you wish you didn't give me the Art of War for my 9th birthday, freaking butthead." Guys, you can only kill your dad once, so him missing this, I mean, I guess it's okay to be pissed.
Yeah.
It was a big moment.
It's not like
Would
you
you-
get
would
2,
you guys
3
be
dads.
pissed?
Yeah, I mean, I love my dad, so I probably wouldn't do that.
No. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't take an old Nazi sword and stab it into a skull. No.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. I mean,
That's my least favorite thing to do.
so, I mean, just to make, things better, after he, just reveals what a whiny bitch he is, Ollie steps up to tase Zach, but he misses. And Ollie then hits him for calling him a sociopath, and he gives a long, drawn-out speech about how he's not a sociopath and how he's emotionally invested and yada, 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 and this is all very important to him and how extremely work-intensive it is to make these masks, and the 3D printer is super slow because his daddy didn't have enough money to buy him a super fast one, and he's revealing why he's killing, and it's mainly because he's, privileged, and he's white, and he has a lot of money, and he shouldn't be ashamed for it. And
it's
that,
not my fault.
everyone around him is just super hypocritical because they all have secrets and stuff too. And while Zach's giving his master plan about framing McConaughey, Ollie just decides, "Hey, round 2, brother, I'm gonna shoot you with the taser again." But guess what, guys? He misses again. But this time it had a purpose. It gave McConaughey just enough time to stab Zach. And when she takes him down and she guts him, she tells him, "Look at my face. I don't need a mask to kill you." And she stabs it right through him, and Zach is now dead.
Bitch.
And then the aftermath is just a montage directly after that into Darby going to college, McConaughey and Ollie going to prom, a graduation speech, followed by a slow clap, round of applause as we get closing credits.
And
That,
it turns
guys,
out,
is the movie.
and it also turns out that McConaughey becomes the killer after that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. I mean, kill or be killed.
She picks up the mask and just keeps going.
Waterboy, what'd you think about this movie?
So the concept was great. The kills were good. Just the writing was completely horrible. I think this movie would have been a lot better if they didn't have the writer.
Here's a fun fact. This movie was based off a written book.
Oh, I know what book. Probably never got read.
Yeah. I mean, in the writer's defense of the book, the author, it was more of a teenage romance type whodunit, and not like a murder, whodunit. I don't know. It was. I think there was a lot lost in translation.
Killer Soup for the Teenage Soul.
Yeah, seriously. All right, what'd you rate it? He's got no rating. This guy.
I went up and down, mostly down.
I just feel bad. What the hell? Oh my god,
This is fucking horrible. Waterboy, let's go.
No,
Waterboy, what are you doing?
5.6, dude. I love, dude, the snort.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Everyone just bye. See ya.
But yeah,
We're done.
This is what it made me do.
Oh.
You see what this did to me?
Justin, save us. Save
All right,
us.
so here we go. Let's talk about this for real right now. I thought this was an extremely forget about slasher with an awesome concept of the killer 3D printing people's faces. So badass. I thought the opening scene was really good. I'm like, oh, there's someone in my house. I don't understand why they even called it that. Because it was like the opening scene of someone in the house, and then we completely transitioned. It should have been called something else. It was clearly Scream inspired, which I love, especially when one of the girls like called her address in and she said she lived on Prescott Drive. Let's fucking go, Sidney Prescott. But I mean, I love slashers, and even all the 80s slashers like that I love, like so many of them are forgettable. Honestly, if you ask me about this movie in 2 years, all I'll remember is be like, oh yeah, there's a slasher about like the face, the guy who wore the faces and like the corn maze on fire. Thought the corn maze at the end was kind of cool. But like I said, the dialogue was awful and just awful. And this movie needed to either be more scary if they wanted to go that way, but also I get it. If it's like a teen slasher stuff, I love that stuff too. I actually love that. Like I know what you did last summer, Scream. I love that shit. But you got to have better characters. Then you got to do something with the characters more, or you got to be like the humor. You got to hit on that shit. And also, I wanted to like this so much. Did you guys see who directed this and everything?
No.
All right, so Patrick Bryce did, and I don't know if you know who that is, but I'm a giant fan. This dude did Creep and Creep 2. So when I saw that, I knew nothing about this movie going in. I was so pumped because I don't know about you guys, but I love Creep and Creep 2.
Creep is great.
Dude, I love it so much. It was so eerily. We're not going to talk about Creep, but
it was very disturbing.
Yeah, so I was like so excited when I saw that was the guy that did this movie, but it was just missing something so bad. Like it just felt like way too much filler. My rating went up and down too because it started off so strong and I loved it, and then it's like I started up almost like at a 7, and then I kept having to delete and erase, and I got all the way down to a 5.6.
That's what mine was.
Oh shit, yeah. So 5.6. Like I said, I like the corn maze at the end. It's a slasher that had a cool concept, super forgettable. I would never watch this ever again, ever. But yeah, 5.6. Sean, what do you got?
All right, guys. Now, I've heard a lot of people say they don't understand why it's called There's Somebody Inside Your House because there's only one kill scene in a house. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Opening kill scene inside Jackson's house. The second scene with the chick in the church, that's God's house. The third scene where he kills him, that's inside Zach's house. The fourth potential kill is supposed to be inside McConaughey's house.
All right. I mean,
I know. I just figured I'd throw that out there because I heard a lot of people say that. I get it. I get it. I same thoughts as you guys. I have written down, I was like, this movie starts out so strong and it feels like it has good bones and good direction through the first half of the movie. It started to lose me with the pill scene. Pill kill scene.
I was gonna say pill guillotine.
It just felt forced. The kills and the concept with the killer still strongly appeal to me. And it does give off like a Midwestern Scream vibe. And just like Scream, we get a killer reveal far too early, in my opinion. I mean, I paused it when Zach said, God damn it. And we still had 15 minutes and 20 seconds before the end of the movie. I don't want to know who the killer is with 15 minutes left in the movie.
Or if you that, you better be really clever. And like you said, if you do that, like, okay, well, there better be like another twist coming and something else badass. But Zach also, oh my God, Zach's dialogue talking about Zach was so bad. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, and then I just give me a different reveal with very minimal villain speech about why he's doing it, who he's framing, and how he's going to get away with it. Any way you spin it, I think the movie's fun. I did like it. It was a refreshing take with a fun mask idea based in modern times. Like the 3D printing, I thought was I'd love to see another movie with something like that. Just better characters, better dialogue. Right. Like I said, dude, some of the lingo hurts this though. Fireball in heaven as bro pours out a monster. It's just small things like that I think take away from this movie. And I shit you guys not. Hand to God.
Don't.
You do not rate it 5.6.
I swear to God, Sean.
My rating is a 5.6 out of 10. You don't believe me? I can show you. Look, my phone is off because I'm going off my computer.
There's no possible way that all three of us rated it the exact same. No way.
I see it.
Jesus Christ.
5.6. That's out of control. And all right, so
Did we just become best friends?
that's right.
Yep.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Karate?
But
Karate?
dude, if you asked me to rate this movie based off the first time I watched it, I would have gave it like an 8.
Yeah. And let me just touch one more thing about characters, right? So we're in a slasher movie. I love 80 slashers and slashes. And a lot of times in the slashers, you want to just have fun. You don't need the best characters. Like I love the Friday the 13th series. Like most of the movies, love them. This is like usually only like one character that's actually good in those, a bunch of shit. They get away with it though because there's other fun stuff going on. Like so, it didn't even like even if like, but this just still felt like it was missing something. You know what I mean? Like even though like the character's awful, if that happens, you got to have I don't know more. You just got to. It was just
you got to do
something.
better.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You just do better.
Yeah,
but
I feel like maybe a lot of this shit got rushed because it was coming into COVID. Like maybe that's why the writing sucks. Because you know how when we see movies and we're like, it feels like it's missing something. Well, like the first half was so strong. Yeah. Like Hellfest. When we watched Hellfest, we were like, this opening set is amazing. This very last set is epic. Everything in between sucks. And then we found that it had like 4 different writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a mess. Yeah. But also, so I'm gonna. Oh, sorry, you're gonna say something before I jump into my Halloween reference.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say like you have to have one of at least one good thing. You either have to have a good writer or you have to have a good cast to freaking carry the shit writing, and none of those things really combine in this movie at all, and that's why.
Just consistency from front to back.
Yeah, execution did not execute.
All right, Justin, hit us with your Michael facts.
All right, so how are we going to find a Halloween reference in this movie, right? How are we going to do it? Luckily, I'm incredibly good at what I do. And Jackson's dad, who we see only for a little bit in the movie when he gets the text and everything, is in Halloween Resurrection. He plays Bob Green in Halloween Resurrection. Who the hell is Bob Green? I don't even remember. It sounds like a made-up name, but he is in
Jackson.
Halloween Resurrection. Jackson's dad. Let's go.
Jackson, your dad's in Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah. Bob Green related to fucking Jackson Brown and Joe Black.
Yeah. And then for for the fun things, I already said my only other facts were about Patrick Bryce, who wrote it, and then about the Prescott Drive and stuff. So
yeah, I got that.
That's all I got.
Yeah, McConaughey, the main protagonist, lives at 1412 Prescott Drive. Reference to the protagonist, Sidney Prescott from the Scream films.
Oh, love you, Sidney. Love you.
But you know how, like, we were talking about, like, the writing needs to be done better, and I think all 3 of us unanimously say that the pill kill scene is where we, like, started to lose it. Like, I thought the podcast one was sick. I thought the hazing scene was good. Even McConaughey is very believable. Just talking about it, I think if you spin this as he's not a pillhead, like his big dark secret isn't he takes painkillers, maybe his big dark secret is he's your local fentanyl dealer and he's killed multiple people and he's got no fucking heart because he doesn't care.
Yep.
And he's continuing to do it at that party. Maybe make him a dealer that doesn't give a fuck about anyone or care that he's killing people or his fellow, like make it like that.
But dude, like there's like so many people like it.
Yeah. Instead, dude, I just feel bad for him
dude.
because he's basically crying, looking for his friend, saying like the only reason why he takes this shit is because he can't get out of his own head. Like you feel bad for him. That's not a fucking secret. That's a kid crying that's a teenage boy crying for help. Sorry, I got that off my chest.
All right. Yeah. All right.
I got a couple more fun facts.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Waterboy, you got anything? I was just going to say before I read mine.
I have no
Zero?
fun facts.
I figured as much. There's not many on this movie. Like we touched on the Sidney Prescott Drive and the Scream films. The main weapons used by the killer are antique World War II era knives and swords. A massive clue that Zach is the killer using his father's illegal war collection to commit these crimes. Scream 1996 is a major influence from the novel and film. In this film, Zach throws a party at his home while his parents are gone. He wears an identical red outfit, much like Stu from Scream. Both characters are revealed to be the killers in their respective films. The film is also based in Nebraska, where they go into the middle of a cornfield. The corn is shown at full height and green. However, during this time of year, the corn would actually be brown and ready for harvest. And that's all I got, boys.
All right.
Justin, take us back to the 80s. Take us back to the
All right.
epicness.
I can't wait for this one. Dude.
Oh, all right, everyone. Thank you for listening to this episode. Next week, please tune in because we are going back to 1988, I believe. And we have one of my favorite. This is going to be in my top 11 movies of the 80s. I don't know why I said 11. That's a weird number.
Your fucking numbers is so weird.
to-
You're like, I rate this top 3. I rate this top 7. My favorite movie ever, all time, rated number 27.
So we're going to do a top 11 movies of the 80s. And it's also very atmospheric for the season because this movie, it takes place on a full moon on Halloween. We are going Night of the Demons. Check that movie out.
Gates of Hell.
And check us out. Let's go.
I'm Hacky.
Woo!
That's Stabby.
And that
That is
Just Jackson. Oh my God.
just Jackson.
Just
I just said the wrong
Jackson.
name. Just Jackson. Just whatever. Just I don't even care.
Just go.
Just go. Just
Yeah,
get out of
bye.
here. Just leave me alone. Bye. All right, guys. You know what really fucking grinds my gears? And I don't know if this happens to either one of you guys, but it was just something that dawned on me today that I've been dealing with my entire life.
Micro
Why?
penis?
Why? Yeah, well, that's different. I've learned to cope with that. But why on earth, when you go to the deli and you order deli meat, do they have to put the sticker that seals the bag to the bag? So every time you open it, it doesn't matter because that sticker then rips the bag. So that zipper, the Ziploc at the top, is rendered useless because the bag is now trash.
You just came out with one of my biggest fucking complaints at a grocery store.
Well, I just want. All right, so shout out to my friend, one of my friends who runs the grocery store. He's literally like he's like the head person of Hannaford's.
So it's his fault.
No, he changed it and revolutionized the game and made it so in his stores none of that happens. And he has I forget how he did it, but this man, look, Joe Luca, I'm looking at you, man. I got you too, but I'm just saying this dude revolutionized it. Like he is like corporate top shelf, and he friggin' did that. Unfortunately, not all stores have done that, but shout out Tupa. Good job.
I just wanted to give something to complain about because I just made scrambled eggs with cheese, and fucking trying to open the cheese bag, I ripped it in half trying to get the fucking sticker undone.
Now I gotta ask, what kind of cheese do you mainly use? Because I use Land O'Lakes White American.
I use Land O'Lakes White American fresh sliced at the deli because if you get it any other way, it tastes like shit.
100%.
All right, well, I'm glad I'm not alone on that.
100%. I bought the blocks at the store.
Yeah, Justin's got a weird diet and he's making a face at us. Like he's gonna be like, I only use Munster from Transylvania.
Cheese.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, cheese is good. I wish I could eat more cheese, but
You know what it is? Is they haven't made a ketchup flavored cheese yet.
Ooh, I'd be all over that. It does. I mean, my favorite cheese is. I don't think there's a better cheese than goat cheese. Goat cheese.
Goat cheese is amazing.
Are you talking about?
Goat, I guess.
Is that the crumble stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, feta. Love
Feta's
that
really
shit.
good. Feta's better besides goat, but yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna move this to the end of the episode, just as like an outtake.
Why we're cool? Yeah, don't start the episode with cheese talk. No one. Oh my god, people will lose every single subscriber.
Yeah, I'll move this to the end. Bye, guys.
Have a good
I'm
one.
Hacky. That's
don't
Stabby.
know.
This is Slashy.
Just Justin. Check us out next week when next week we'll be reviewing our favorite butters.
Smash all our butters. We're just working our way down the dairy aisle.
Yeah, exactly. We just reviewed our cheese and wait till next
Y'all
week.
like whole milk or 2%?
Oh yeah, we'll talk milk in the episode after that. We might.
I
even get
prefer
into condiments.
almond.
We'll do
Did
some
he just say
condiments. Condiments. Oh my god.
Yeah, hurt, pleasure, or
Oh my god.
Or ripped.
So anyway, let's. All right. Bye.
So I'm just getting the juices going, guys.